Right, yo. Okay? Hadda from Reno, yo. Right? So I tried to go back driving truck, you know. If I couldn't use the money I made driving truck the first time, you know. Then 9/11, New York, driving truck, the phone thing, you know. Not from Reno, California, done my trucking career, global quarantine followed, and down from Reno, yo. Reno 911, yo. Right? Couldn't use the money I made driving truck the first time, yo. Trying to go back driving truck. Twice in California, twice in New York, one time in Salt Lake City. I said, fuck this, yo. I'm moving to Australia, right? I'm gonna try to make truck driving in Australia. With Salt Lake City, kept my driving license, right? So I had to return to the country, and then the Albuquerque thing, and El Paso, and the Sushino thing, and then ended up doing loop-de-loops, and then Virginia Beach, and then going back to my truck out of Florida, out of Jacksonville, and then two Rio guys out of Chicago who hired me, and then I was in Grand Route Fresno, you know, right? Pretty good. So I tried to go back to my truck 5 times, and I just said, screw this, yo. I'm moving to Australia. And the suicide ritual started in Salt Lake City with Swarty. That's been on time. Right? There's too many situations going on. You know, what just recently didn't happen is I was driving a truck for the Philippines thing, right? You know, for the Canamex guys, right? Out of Mississippi. We done that. We done that. I got another trucking job. At a Philly, though. At a Philly. Philly, they did a Philly. What it did was, if it was did in New Orleans, the Philippines. I know about New Orleans, you know. And then it went to the Philippines. And then it went to Queens. And we're like, oh shit, what's going to happen in Queens now? You know? It went to New Orleans, went to the Philippines. You know? And then it's like, oh shit, now we're worried about Queens now. And it's like, then it went to Philly. And I went to Philly. And I got a trucking job out of Philly. Right? Philippines, go. Philadelphia, go. Right? I was like, right? So, when I moved to Australia, right, I could have sworn, yo, right? First of all, yo, how do I say this? So I trying to go back to Salt Lake City the 5th time. Once again, I said 2 times in California, 2 times in New York. Salt Lake City, I was already a truck driver trainer for CR Bringing out of Salt Lake City. Right? So I'm going to go back to Salt Lake City and try to go back and drive truck again. Couldn't do it. I go to visit Syracuse, New York. I go to Seattle. Right? Get a restaurant job in Basel. All right? And then I leave Seattle for Hawaii. Right? Hawaii, and I got a bunch of jobs in Hawaii. The Hard Rock Cafe here I worked at. I worked at a few different restaurants in Hawaii. I worked for that other company with the banana guys over there. And some place called Off the Wall or something, right? So I got a few jobs in Hawaii. Save up enough money in Hawaii. And trying to grab the visa and trying to move to Australia. How about a flight? Now I'm dealing with a suicidal ritual on top of this right now. That's enormous. With Rick, right? That you don't know nothing about. Let's ignore that for right now. Once again, there's too many situations going on. And I ain't had a chance, you know, to put all the situations together, you know, right? I fly from Hawaii to Melbourne, you know. I land in Melbourne. First of all, Fiddy's there, you know. All right, you guys know all about this shit with Fiddy and Diddy, you know. Right, all this shit about Fiddy and Diddy. Well, I get there, Fiddy's there, you know. What's Fiddy doing there? What is Fiddy doing here for, you know? Right? Well, we're thinking about it because something happened in New York, and it was like a phone thing where they've rep in New York more than Fiddy is while I'm driving a truck. And it's like, well, that's what, like 9/11 and the Phoenicia thing. And then nothing, you know, right? And it's like from Reno, and it's like Reno 911, and it's like connected, all these little things, right? And it's like they was repping New York when the city was while I was driving the truck. And it was like that's like part of the ritual. I'm trying to move to a different country. You understand, right? So it's almost like he's dead, like related to the concept. You understand? When I'm there, he's there. Now, when I get to Australia, first of all, everyone's marching through the streets. I mean, we're talking like heads, bro, like thousands and thousands of people marching through the streets. Ceasefire now, free Palestine, all this whole bullshit, right? That was happening. That was like hot at the time, Martin the street. So I get to Melbourne. That was in more so. I think it was more in Sydney, but maybe it was in Melbourne too. I think it was in both. And they were doing that, right? So I get to Melbourne, This is what's fucking us up, because there's a few things here, that's fucking us up. Hold on, let me say, I get to Melbourne. First of all, Fiddy's there. Fiddy's there, That's the first thing that we're doing. What's Fiddy doing there, when I get there, right? Because I'm trying to leave the country, because I couldn't use my maid driving truck the first time in the country, right? So it's like they're repping New York more for Nazis, They keep me on the phones. I was driving the truck the first time. It's like, that's illegal. I was brought by a lawyer, got another lawyer. Oh, man, I'll tell you all about it. The guy, you understand, right? I'm trying to have this guy sue, get this dude going, All right, Bill's gonna come shoot the goddamn dude, Right? I'm trying to get this dude. There's a goddamn scale Satan, trying to attack America. Right? Trying to tell you what's happening, Right? I try to say, screw this, because I'm trying to move in different countries for a reason. What happens is, I get to Melbourne, and I say, screw this, I'm done, I'm going to a different country, another white country, right? So America, and we got, was in Washington State, Seattle, right? Australia has another way, right? We do all those answers, right? We give them something wham about, right? It's another wham country, right? We always want something to wham about. We'll use something wham about, So I get to Melbourne, this is what happened. First of all, what do? I eat a bunch of durian fruit and shit. What do? There's one of the places in durian fruits you can actually get durian fruit. You can't really get durian fruit in that many places. You know what I'm saying, right? One of the things I was doing when I was in Melbourne, I'll admit that. What you can do, just eat durian fruit every night for breakfast. Well, here we are with the conflict now, There's the conflict, So I get to Melbourne. What do? I actually get, what's it called, the NSA, a fucking, I go through a bartending school, to try to be a bartender. I apply for like 800, I run into every bar in Melbourne and Sydney, and I don't get a fucking bartending job. No one wants to hire me to be a bartender. Right. I got the license and everything. Went to school and everything. Right. Did not get a bartending job. I get to forget Sydney. I get to Melbourne. What happened is, I try to get a bartending job. Don't get it. Tried every bar in the fucking place. Every other bar in the place. The first thing that happens before you even get the bartending license, this is what's annoying, because this is what screws me up. Because first of all, dude, this is how I say it. If the guy's named Joan Farker, right, and tries to move to Australia, and right when Joan Farker, moves to Australia, a dude named John Farker, freaking dies in a fucking plane crash, right? If I'm named James Rossio and I get to Australia, Joan Farker moves to Australia, John Farker dies in a plane crash. My name's James Rossio. This dude named James Rose, don't know the guy. What do you want me to do, My bad. I don't know the guy, I'm trying to move different countries. I got a scaled Satan, right? Attacking America from Russia, And don't even fucking have me bring up these fucking Count Dracula Russians, from Cheetown, Right? They're messing with my team, They're messing with my team, Right? I get to Melbourne, this guy named James Rosegill, and fucking the other dude, alright, dies in a plane crash. And I'm like joking about it because I'm Hadda. And then I go visit St. Kilda. And I'm like, well, I'm from Reno, Nevada, right? My Instagram's Wither, all right? Wither is Hadda. Then the female, it's like a female spirit, it's Wither. But wid in Welsh is food. Right? So wid in Welsh is food, so it's like food, duh. You know what I'm saying? Like my Instagram's for like cuisine of different cultures, I don't know. Right? So Hadda, and then Wither, and then Nevada. And then we were dealing with Queen Ada, EDA. We were doing Queen Ada from Now House, and then all the different Adas that lead up to the sushi ritual with Rick that took Mexico with Queen Ada and fucking 20 from Egypt. First of all, I'm dealing with Muslims the entire time. From the Rochester situation, Muslims, how I explain Pontin Draw, right? You see it on the comment right there. Right? That's me. This fucking. That was one situation. Salt Lake City. The guy even had my driver's license in Salt Lake City. Then there's this Muslim Adam Sandler guy thing in Hawaii. And then even after, when I get to Brisbane, before I move back to America to go to Albuquerque, there is another group. There's like a group of Muslim women. And I'm like, well, I'm taking pictures with Muslim women on New Year's. It's like a group of Muslim women. You know what I'm saying, right? So I land in Melbourne. You know, the first thing that happens, first of all, 50's Day. James Rose and Stefan Gale died in plane crash. All right when I get there. I don't know who these people are. All right, I'm trying to move to a different country for a reason. I just get there. What do you want me to do? All right. Problem is, Prague has a problem with his school. All right. So I'm saying I'm having a conflict with Nazis with phones from New York because I'm driving a truck. Right? I was brought by a lawyer from Manhattan saying this is going to be illegal every phone call while I'm driving a truck. That lawyer from Manhattan went to Prague for law school, right? So I'm getting to Australia to say, yeah, I can't have legal contact. I can't use money. I try to go back, try 5 times. If that's illegal, every phone was illegal from New York while I'm driving a truck. It's jurisdiction. I'm following professional. I'm side of commercial business. I'm not involved, no business with these people. They were student representing school, not representing students in Chicago. I've been doing this for a while. You ever noticed? Yeah. Every phone call from New York, I'm driving a truck for 2.5 years. I can't use my major on a truck. That's gotta be legal. Where's my lawyer? You got another lawyer? We'll tell you all about it. We'll tell. It's detailed. Just focus on the details. So I get to Melbourne. James Rose is like that. Prague has a scale of Shaitan. Attacking Prague now. Scale of Shaitan sounds kind of like schools suing. Don't sue. Just sue school, yo. You're gonna go, yo. You're gonna sue the goddamn school, yo. Right? Get the money away from the Pontino, yo. That's what the Pontino is for. That's why Pontino happened. Get the money to the boy, yo. To me, yo. It's a scale of Shaitan that went for Prague then. So I got to Australia. Prague has a problem with his school. The lawyer that brought me there went to Prague for law school, saying this is going to be illegal. Every phone call, peep the situation. At MNC in Rochester, New York, it's pretty much a public deal we're doing. It's pretty much a social thing, a social concept. To understand the situation at this point, you understand, right? So I get to Australia, this list of things happen. 50's there, James Rose, and stuff in the plane crash. I'm James Rose. What are you doing dying in the plane crash? If I'm trying to move to a different country, my bad, you understand? But I'm trying to move to a different country for a reason, right? I understand the concept that this guy has loved ones. There's nothing I can do, all right? But what I can say, is I'm the one pissed off, right? I'm trying to move to a different country. This guy blows my spot, pulls a monster dick move, dies in a plane crash right when I get there, right? I'm trying to blows my. How am I gonna stay in this country now? I'm trying to move to different countries. I got a problem, In the first world countries, I'm trying to get to the second world country, all right? This is what happens, James Rose died. I go to St. Kilda. I'm like, boy, instead of someone gonna kill someone, right? It's called St. Kilda, right? I'm like, holy shit, Wonder why it's not. It's called St. Hilda in Melbourne. Yeah, I said it's called Matilda in Felborn. All right, and this is what's fucking us up. Because check this out. I'm like, that's why it's called Matilda in Felborn. Now you look up Felborn, you end up World War Warcraft with fucking night elves. That turn green or some shit. Okay. Do I look retarded? Do I look fucking retarded? What are you looking at me like I'm fucking retarded for? I say, wonder why I didn't get the ass defense. They'll tell you. They'll confirm this. Then I said, that's why they call it Matilda in Felborn. Right? It's just the only thing that rhymed with St. Hilda. I said, there's Hilda, I looked up Hilda. I found Hilda. What else rhymes with Matilda? What else rhymes with St. Hilda? Hilda? That's all I got. So I was Matilda. That's what it came out. Matilda in Felborn. So then I leave Melbourne. Can't find a job. Get to Sydney. Can't find a job in Sydney either. Get to Brisbane. Did what a group of Muslims. I said, I didn't have any money in my account. I can't be a truck driver. Where's my money? How am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Pound some of these Muslims? I can't pound. What am I gonna do? Once they take, I can't fucking do anything with these Muslims. I didn't take a picture of them and say, oh, I'm pissed off. If I had my money from Trump, I wouldn't try and fucking do lay pipe. I'm Muslim that I met in Brisbane. Couldn't lay pipe. Where's my money at? I got my money. The name Milano, and money. Just put it this way. With Milano's money, some can just take Milano with any issue and problem you can possibly come up with, except for instead of Milano using money. Right? The name Milano, we changed it to Ross. It was originally a Milano, right? The name Milano, anything to do with a person with Milano and money, instead of Milano using money, Milano's money, Milano's money, anything but, I mean, we're talking like, God knows what. I mean, we're talking issue and problems, just anything, like literally anything. I gave 80 grand away in Los Angeles to a global quarantine followed. What am I going to use? Abuse this money? And since then, it's just been anything but, me being able to use that money. We're talking anything but. I mean, I got a list of things, that happened, as opposed to me using $89, 5 years, I'd finally get back, drive truck. Aim for the same $89, for this and this and then this and this and that, and this happened, that happened right when that happened. When I finally got a third trucking job. It was Super Ego and then Canamax. Some a little bit New Orleans, a little bit, and then Philippines, and then I get another trucking job with the Philistines, out of Philadelphia, right? This new trucking company I've been driving for a week. Let's see if I even get paid. All right, just gonna put it like that. Let's see if I'm even getting paid for these people. They connect these Russians. I'm probably not getting paid. I'm trying to tell you that right now. What do you pay me to drive a truck? I was working for nice people with Canamax. They got me up to a few grand. All right. And I'm trying to double it or something. This is what's fucking us up, where, because then when I'm driving, I get a truck, I'm out of Philadelphia, which just happened in the Philippines, and we're working in my Queens, and I was in Philadelphia, and it's like, well, wait a second, right? Wait a second, hold on, I went to I get to Brisbane, it was a Muslim, like walk boy. Can I fucking do anything with the Muslim that I want to do with the Muslim? No, I can't go. Where's my money? I go. Mileto's money. I mean, we're talking anything but, but me using the money that I made driving the truck. I can't even, there's an enormous list of things. I'm still trying to make the same 18 grand, I made 5 years ago. So I dumped in LA just to see what happened to. And then global quarantine. So look, I leave Brisbane. I said, I can't find a job in Melbourne, Sydney, or Brisbane. I can't find a job in any of these places. So what am I doing? I asked her I need grandma's money, right? Last thing I'm doing is getting many of these women, if I need grandma's money, right? I need grandma's money, right? Where am I going? I'm going back to America. Where am I going? I'm aiming for Mexico. I can't stay in Australia. I'm aiming for Mexico. I'm trying to leave America. Now I'm trying to have to go back to America and find a job in Australia. So I fly to Albuquerque, New Mexico, because it's the only fucking state in America that has another country's name in it. All right. So I'm trying to study Spanish. I was trying to study Spanish anyway, and then aim for Puerto Rico or something. I got to Albuquerque. I realized, first of all, there's a Santos thing. Santos making fun of people, eating sandwiches, eating pig's bum on sandwiches. Right? And Santos is in Australia right now. And then I get to Albuquerque to work at the Slosky's. You know who's driving me? There's a woman that works at the homeless home in Albuquerque named Matilda. Nice lady, okay? She's pretty too. Actually, I saw some shit on your back. Alright, so I was like 24 driving the truck, right? I'm taking the back page out. I could have sworn, I didn't hit a rub, but I could have sworn, right? So I see, this woman would know, it's actually driving me in Albuquerque from the west side shelter, right? To the Slosky, to work with a dude named Santos to feed people sandwiches. So ignore the fact that Santos in Australia, Bernacci guy, very nice guy, you know what I mean? One of the respected voices in the alternative research world, you know what I mean? He making fun of people eating sandwiches, he supports the vegetarian lifestyle, you know what I mean? Which is alright, you understand? Making fun of people eating sandwiches, eating pig bum on sandwiches, right? You understand? That was a joke, right? So there's a Matilda and Santos thing going on in Australia already, right? And then I get to Albuquerque. I'm immediately dealing with Matilda and Santos. I'm working at this last season in Albuquerque with a dude named Santos, dude, feeding people sandwiches, dude. I'm not even kidding with you right now. There's a Matilda and Santos thing in Australia, and there's a Matilda and Santos thing in Albuquerque that was really obvious. And then I get to El Paso. So I'm dealing with a Matilda thing in Australia, and then I get to Albuquerque to deal with a Matilda thing. So then I get to El Paso and deal with the Socino thing. And the Socino ritual, then with something going on with the Moxies in Scottsdale. I talked about the Moxies, talked about my, because I ain't going to Scottsdale with the Moxies thing, and the Phoenician thing. You do a bunch of things, okay, and end up in Florida and then go back to the truck. First in Reno, whatever all that was about. And then go back to the truck again out of San Antonio, and then a bunch of loop-de-loops, San Antonio, and work for Canada out of San and that led up to some Philippines, And then I get a new trucking job for the Philistines, out of Philadelphia, right? Drove a truck for 2 days in. I get into the truck, December 12th. 2 days in, December 14th, I'm driving the truck. I think I'm in Cheetown. I just told him, I'm in Cheetown, fucking around with the trailer. I picked up a trailer. I'm driving out of the yard, right? I'm looking at the jack, right? And I see shit happened in Bondi Beach, right? So the thing that the main symbolism that stuck out, and then it was the girl Matilda, right? That happened in Bondi Beach. The Jewish thing. Now, I'm the first person to explain what anti-Semitism is all about. I'm actually the first person to explain what the Muslim terrorist thing is all about. I'm actually not able to really actually teach anything, okay, for quite a while. There's a gun, right? Where people can market the schools in New York, and then get financially supported to use their intellectual faculty, presupposed curriculum, Right, that was given to them, and they got to give it to the younger generation. You know? And I can't make money driving the truck to then use my intellectual faculties freely. Probably more valued and more worth more than a lot of them combined. You know? Right? There's the conflict. But I haven't been able to use my intellectual faculty in a really long time. Right? And I'm not happy about it. Right? When the high school teachers, they're fine. You know, they can use their intellectual faculty. So we put down an argument on driving a truck, right? For a scale change on concept, right? I might be worth 10,000 high school teachers just driving a truck than folks we put down, right? That's the conflict, right? Never mind, if I can actually teach me, then right? So I'm the guy that has a really good explanation for any seminar, and I also have a pretty good explanation for about the Muslim terrorist model. Right? Which is a stereotype, good majority of followers of Islam are law-abiding, right? The similar things out though, all right, with the Matilda thing that happened in Bondi Beach. Now I was there. I visited the beach where the Italians fucking jerk waves off and tan in the sun, right? I was there, yo. So that's pretty much my 2 cents, yo. There's a few things going on, yo. And I can't say that there's a few connections there, you know, that I was right doing. So, you know, I gotta explain a few things. And it's interesting, when I get to Australia, that was when it was a huge ass thing with free pound. Hey, marching through the streets, go. Things fine now, you know, right now. From Reno, I had to give you guys a rap. My name came up a few times. And when I thank you guys for being present for the broadcast, this is Hadda from Reno. I have to watch your fortune. When you guys stay toasting and stay tuned, yo. We're gonna see where this goes. I gotta see if I can make money driving the truck still in the country. Right? Before I fucking try to go back to El Paso again, you know what I'm saying, right? Gotta look for another drug. Let's see if I can make some more money. I'm trying to still the same conflict. Can I make money driving the truck? Thanks being present for the broadcast, I had to relay message to my viewers once again. I'm not gonna say I was involved, right? But symbolically speaking, I'm dealing with something here, right? So another connection, when I get to Australia, that happens with the plane ride. And then I explain what I went to Matilda in Felbourne. And then I look up Matilda, and that's actually a movie from Australia. And then it's the same birth year. The movie Matilda in Australia is the same year that the dude James Rose was born in. 1 year older than me. Is that what he is? Right? So it's interesting because there's a Matilda connection, then there's a Matilda connection. Right? Then there's a Matilda connection. And then there's another Matilda connection. There's 4 Matilda connections. Because I'm going to bring up Matilda and then find out that's actually a movie in Australia. And that's the same, it was the same, it's just from the same year that James Rose was born. Right? So this concept, right? Where I'm trying to move to a different country, yo. And this guy pulls a monster dick move, yo. I couldn't stay in the country. That's why one of the reasons why I had to leave Australia. I had to go to Albuquerque. I had to go to a different country. I had to come back to America. I had to go back to America, go to Albuquerque. Because part of it is because you're not going to just die in a plane crash. Well, I'm trying to move to a different country. Right? I'm not going to be able to stay there. Because that was one of the main reasons why I had to come back to America. I would have stayed there. I would stay in Australia. Australia is a great country. So you got to understand, my side of the story. Thank you for reading that. Friends for the broadcast. What the hell did I just say? That fucking Muslim woman on Instagram, around the same exact time as on this, all right, stay hosting.